Good evening and welcome to the evening news on Osbc television. My name is Moturayo Ayegbayo. The federal government has directed polytechnics, monotechnics, and other allied institutions to stop awarding degrees. The National Board for Technical Education conveyed the government's decision to heads of the affected institutions in a circular signed by the board's director, Polytechnic Program Department, Ogo Nkebe. The circular expressed the Federal Ministry of Education's dismay at the increasing number of tertiary institutions in the country offering programs for which they were not originally designed. He, however, said the government has given the affected institutions 4 years to graduate the last set of students already admitted for such programs. It further indicated that polytechnics and allied institutions awarding Nigerian certificates in education should restrict themselves to technical courses. The governor of Osun State, Senator Ademola Adeleke, has approved the payment of December 2022 salaries and pensions. According to the governor, the payment covers all ministries, departments, and agencies, as well as secondary and primary school teachers, tertiary institutions, local government staff, and retirees, among others. Senator Adeleke restated his commitment to fulfilling the obligations of the state to workers on the payroll of Osun State as the cleaning up of state finance continues. He reaffirmed that his government prioritizes the welfare of workers, especially the civil servants, and they should be assured that all issues affecting their welfare will continue to receive urgent attention to improve the economy of the state. The federal government has said it is putting all necessary measures in place to stop cash withdrawal from federal, state, and local government areas' bank accounts. The Director and Chief Executive Officer, Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, Modibo Chuko, made the revelation at a parley with the Chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, in Abuja. Chuko further stated that most cash withdrawals from government accounts, including payments for ESTA code, are often in excess of the cash withdrawal limit provided by the Money Laundering Act. According to the Chief Media Analyst of the NFIU, Ahmed Diko, the consistent devaluation of the Naira and the introduction of a new Naira policy, Section 1 of the Money Laundering Prohibition Act, is automatically activated. This is said exposes innocent public servants to be liable to imprisonment, adding that the NFIU is already developing an advisory to the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, governors and local government council chairmen to direct all public servants to open domiciliary and Naira accounts ahead of the commencement of the policy, which becomes compulsory by law. The House of Representatives has unveiled plans to investigate the alleged loss of over $2.4 billion in revenue accrued from illegal sales of 48 million barrels of crude oil exports in 2015, including crude oil exports from 2014 till date. The resolution was passed following the adoption of a motion sponsored by Honorable Isiaka Ibrahim, who called for the House intervention, stressing the need to recover the fund in line with extant laws. To this end, the House mandated the ad hoc committee to investigate all crude oil exports and sales by Nigeria from 2014 till date with regard to quantity, insurance, revenue generated, remittances into the Federation account for all other accounts, as well as utilization of the revenue for the period under review. The lawmakers also resolved to constitute an ad hoc committee that will investigate the whistleblowers' allegations of the illegal sale of 48 million barrels of Nigeria's Bonny-Light crude in China in 2015 and the insurance status of the cargo. The federal government has claimed that 10 million children are fed daily under its social investment program, while 1,632,480 households benefited from the conditional cash transfer scheme. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, disclosed this in Abuja. He added that CCT facilitates the transfer of 5,000 monthly to beneficiaries was paid bi-monthly to all eligible households selected from the National Social Register. He explained that the government put in place a scheme that empowers and pays stipends to unemployed graduates and an enterprise empowerment program that provides easily accessible microloans to those at the bottom of the economic pyramid alongside functional rail transportation across the country. Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Hajj and Umrah has approved the pre-COVID allocation to the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria. The Director General in charge of Hajj missions at the Ministry of Hajj and Umrah, Saudi Arabia, Bahauddin bin Yusuf Al-Wani, discussed this at a preparatory meeting for Hajj season 1444 AH with the Chairman, National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, Alhaji Zukrullah Kuleyazan. He said other guidelines released for the 2023 Hajj by the ministry included the removal of the age barrier or limit and cancellation of PCR tests for the Hajj. By implication, Nigeria may now regain its traditional 95,000 slots being enjoyed before the unfortunate advent of the COVID-19 pandemic, which drastically reduced the country's allocation to about 45,000 slots during the 2022 exercise. The kingdom has subsequently granted the privilege that henceforth payment to service providers for pilgrim services must be through the e-track or e-wallet platforms, as the kingdom will not take responsibility for payment outside the two platforms. The National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration and Control have raided the popular Akmogbo market in Lagos, seizing drinks valued at 8 million naira. Head of unit NAFDAC, head of unit NAFDAC operation, Anita Dabo, said that the operation was part of its effort to eradicate fake, unwholesome, and counterfeit alcoholic and non-alcoholic wines and drinks from circulation. According to her, NAFDAC is fully alive to responsibilities of assuring the safety, awesomeness, and quality of fruits and other regulated products offered for sale to the public. Ms. Dabo advised the public to be vigilant and exercise discretion when making purchases, especially during the festive season, and report suspicious activities to the nearest NAFDAC office across the Federation. Now to sports. The Nigeria Football Federation has denied knowledge of a reported joint bid process with the Republic to host the Africa Cup of Nations in 2025. NFF First Vice President Felix Nyasiago told reporters that he is not aware of such bid by Nigeria and such arrangement is not in progress. According to the reports, Nigeria and Benin Republic's joint bid is one of the proposals for the 2025 AFCON before CAF. It added that the NFF will throw more light on the bid in coming weeks. Algeria, Morocco, and Zambia have also indicated interest in hosting the biggest football showpiece on the continent, which was originally awarded to Guinea. CAF withdrew the hosting rights from Guinea when it became obvious they would not provide the facilities and logistics needed to stage the competition in 2025. If the Nigerian Republic joint bid succeeds, it will be the third time the country will host the competition, which was held last year in Cameroon. And coming from the foreign scene, the Taliban have banned women from universities in Afghanistan, sparking international condemnation and despair among young people in the country. The Higher Education Minister, Neda Mohammed, announced the regression, saying it will take immediate effect. The ban further restricts women's education, as girls have already been excluded from secondary schools since the Taliban returned last year. Meanwhile, some women staged protests in the capital, Kabul, today. The United Nations and several countries have condemned the order, which takes Afghanistan back to the Taliban's first period of rule, when girls could not receive formal education. The UN Special Rapporteur to Afghanistan said it was a new law further violating the right to equal education and deepens the erasure of women from Afghan society. That ends the evening news on Osbc TV. Thank you for watching. Please join us at 7 for the major reports. Thank you for watching. Good evening.